I'm ready. I think you're ready for Quest 93.1 FM.
The home. The home is where characters are made. The home is where the family that is the very nucleus of the country resides. The home should always have understanding. Yes, tranquility. They bring the best of both partners. The home should possess peace, happiness, love and progress so that the children that grows in them will turn out to be good leaders of tomorrow. So, welcome to Mending Homes with Michael Ray.
Expressing daily thoughts of appreciation can have a huge impact on you and your spouse overall happiness. With that true quote from Nikki Stars brings us to another lovely and interesting edition of Mending Home right here on the Quest. As always, my name is Michael Ray. We do know Mended Home is centered more on serious relationship, marriage, and family life issues, and in every lovely, intriguing edition like the one we have today, we tend to always want to dwell in on this and find headway into making the home front a nice one. All the same, welcome to Mended Home right here on Quest. Like I said, my name is Michael Ray. And we also do know on every lovely edition in Mending Home, we tend not to talk about the issues all alone. We tend to always have a guest, could be one or two. We can join anyone, anywhere in the world just to talk about these tony issues and see how we can make the home a very, very happy place to be. And that's what we'll be doing today because it will be no different. And you also do know that I love telling you, call your friends, your families, and your neighbors. Well, anyways, if you have the numbers of your enemies who do well also, tell them Mending Home is on. Welcome, it's Mending Home on Quest. Now, men and women in marriage should know the importance of words of love and appreciation in their daily interactions. Now, the things couples say to one another have a big impact on their marriage. Now, if you don't appreciate your spouse, who will? And it's a question I want to know. And if you don't treat your spouse with love, respect, and positive words, who do you want to do it for you? How important is appreciation in a marriage? If you have a partner that hardly talk or express him or herself vocally, in what other ways can they show their appreciation to their partner? And honestly, how can couples start learning to appreciate and show that appreciation to their spouse? And well, definitely many will say a continuation or conclusion of our last week edition of Mending Home, when we talked about appreciation from couples. But today we'll be having a different cue and talking more about appreciation and what it shall or should have in the positive mindset of a marriage. And that's what our audition for today will be. It's more like a conclusion of what we did last week, and it's more like appreciation in a marriage. And that's what we're having on today's awesome edition. And joining us also, just like last week, the lovely two guests we had to drag them back all over again. You guys sent a whole lot of message telling us to conclude in on this awesome discussion, and that's what we're doing. So, and I'm talking of no other person but Pastor Mrs. Francisca Davis joining us in on this lovely one also.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, our listeners.
And also, he was here last week and, did a great job on it all the same. And he's still joining us in this lovely edition and talking about, should I call him Pastor Mr. Any which way? Anyway, still Pastor Michael Onwago joining us also in this lovely discussion.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay.
Nice to be here again.
Well, it's nice for us to talk about appreciation because immediately after that, I met someone in church and they were like, okay, Michael, my wife hardly says thank you, but since that day, okay, she still doesn't say thank you, but there's a way she expresses it all the same. But anyways, let's come to the question and ask you. Now, how important, madam, is appreciation in a marriage?
Thank you, Ray. Appreciation in marriage does a whole lot.
Okay.
It helps the couples to bond. It encourages the giver, whoever that needs to be appreciated, and it builds the self-esteem of the giver.
Okay.
Because when someone is appreciated, it helps the person to know that, I'm able to love you in the right way, the way I need to, So appreciation does a whole lot, but most importantly, it brings bonding. Because the reason why someone is doing good to you is because he wants to love you. He wants to tell you that I love you in action or in words. So appreciation is very important.
Important it is. Let me come to you, Michael, and ask you a similar question. How important is appreciation in a home, in a marriage, and in the well-being of two lovely couples?
Appreciation is very important.
Yeah.
You can't do without it. You want a successful home, you want a happy marriage, you need to learn to appreciate. It's like whatever you give someone is what you get. Okay, so when you give appreciation, you get appreciation back. It's actually the oil or the lubricant, okay, that helps to make your marriage work. It eases your marriage, eases friction in your marriage. So it's very, very important.
Well, I still want to be with you, Michael, and ask you a similar question, or rather a different one, but a major one, many will say. Now, we do know, in my introduction, I made mention, because after that very edition, I had a discussion with a whole lot of persons, and, so some people really do not, and are not that vocal, especially the men hardly talk.
Yes.
Now, I want to know, what other ways can we show appreciation to a partner rather than saying thank you? Because, someone said, okay, yeah, you guys were just saying thank you. Well, it's an easy word, but for many, it's still very, very difficult to say. So what other means can you easily show that appreciation to your spouse without the word thank you?
Okay, I think thank you is important. Thank you is just basic. Okay, you don't need to be married. Thank you is what happens, when you are happy with what someone does for you. Okay, but aside thank you, there are actually other ways you can appreciate your partner. There's a man called Gary Chapman who wrote a book, 5 Love Languages, and made it popular years ago. Now, the 5 love languages are words of affirmation. For some people, it's touch. Some people receiving gifts. For others, acts of service. And then you have quality time. Yeah. So, meaning that there are ways you can touch your partner, or you can make them know that you love them, you appreciate them, without necessarily saying thank you. Okay, so let me run through them. Words of affirmation.
Really like to know.
Yes.
Okay.
So okay, you tell somebody you are great, I appreciate you. You are doing great, you are doing wonderful. I tried with my kids. One day one of them did something. I said, wow, you're a superstar. And I could see the spring in his steps. He was smiling and all that. Now imagine you do it to somebody, because we are all wired differently. So some people respond to some of these things more than they do to others. So words of affirmation, you tell some people, this job is great, and you see that the person gives you the best. So imagine doing it to your partner in a marriage. Say, wow, how could I even live without you? You see that she smiles. You go and cook 3 pots of soup for you. You understand?
You still be the one bearing the cost. Okay.
Some people respond like that. Okay, then touch. Some people respond to touch. Just touch their head, pat them on the back. You know, people react like that. That's another way to say thank you. Pat your husband on the back. Oh my dear, thank you very much. Or you pat your wife, cuddle her. You know, people also, you know, some people want those kind of things. So for a person who is more prone to touch or who appreciates touch, you might say words to the person. It won't mean so much except you touch the person and cuddle the person. Then receiving gifts. Some people like receiving gifts. As in, give the person a gift, no matter how small. I mean, the person goes to the moon and comes back. Now, for that kind of person, you might touch the person. The person will tell you, what did they touch me for? That kind of a thing. You understand? So, they might react more to gifts. Just buy her a watch or buy her granite as you are coming back. You know, it means a lot to that person.
But not flowers.
Well,
anyway,
there are still Nigerians that even...
I've just heard it before.
Okay, so, you know, so receiving gifts. So, some people like receiving gifts. Then you have acts of service. There are people that just do something for them. That's a way to show them that you appreciate them. Okay, I take your car, take it to the car wash, wash it for you, bring it back. You know, it means a lot. Or you tell, okay, honey, don't worry. Today, I'm going to clean the house for you.
Wow.
I'm going to take care of the dishes and all that. It goes a long way in showing that you really love the person. Then, number 5, quality time. There are some people, no matter how much gift you buy for them, they want you to spend time with them. Okay, take her out. Or 30 minutes, 1 hour, just be together, you know, talking and all that. It means a lot to show that this guy left his busy schedule and whatever else he had to do to come and spend time with me. So those are ways and many more, you know, that you can show your partner that you appreciate them. So
rather than the thank you.
Yeah, rather than, of course, like I said, thank you is basic, yes,
yeah.
But aside the thank you, this is how you can go the extra mile, because some people have they have recorded thank you. You know how you press, so it doesn't mean anything. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, the thank you, it's not about the word, it's about how it is said, and it's about the action that goes with it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you. Anyway, I wasn't wired to say thank you, but I said thank you. Okay, well, let me come to you, Francisca Davis, and ask you the similar question. Now, well, many women also complain, or rather many men complain also that, well, come on, women, they really owe you anyway. You just drop it there and they feel, it's your duty now. Are you not the man? Well, I'm a woman, so I should get it. Now, in case they really had or hardly want to say thank you, in what other means can a woman say thank you to her spouse, or also a man saying thank you to his spouse also?
Okay.
Rather than thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you said it again. Okay.
My brother here have said a lot, but let me focus specifically on women,
Okay.
you know, because like what our brother said, sometimes men are not vocal much when it comes to words,
Yeah.
you know, and as a woman, you can appreciate your husband verbally and either also in cash or in kind, you know, but probably most times in kind.
Yeah.
And in appreciating your partner, one factor should be considered. After saying thank you, that is the word.
Yeah.
You should also know how your partner wants to be appreciated. And even saying the thank you, we are Africans. You have to understand the person you are getting married to.
Yeah.
If you are married to a Westerner, there is a way, or somebody that is exposed in other culture, there is a way you say thank you. If you are married to a real traditional person, you wouldn't expect that you say, hi, honey, you wave your hand, say thank you. No, you will expect you, in your traditional way, you go on your knees and say, honey, mingo, or whatever language you say, you know, you demonstrate with the words in accordance. Then also in action, you have to understand that your partner, especially with the male, you know, sometimes he may kiss you, he may hug you. You know, I believe everything is about sensitivity. Be sensitive to know when your partner is trying to appreciate you, because he may not necessarily say the word thank you, but his action may come as uncommon way that this is unusual with my husband. So when you are sensitive, you will pick the signal and you will reciprocate. Honey, I like the way you hugged me. I appreciate that. It may be his own way of saying thank you to you also. You know, so, and you shouldn't think that there should be a special moment you will have to say thank you.
Okay.
Thank you must be done or said at any time. For instance, when I was coming on the road, I saw a young lady. I like beautiful things.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, sis, your hair is beautiful. I like it. Sometimes if I see my male, I can't, your
Yeah.
shirt look good. But imagine if the person is coming from the house and the partner didn't tell him or her, and you tell the person outside, the first question that will come to the person's mind, my husband saw me and he didn't even tell me that I'm beautiful. So I believe that we how we say thank you or appreciate someone, the person may not do something for you before you say thank you. Even for the person taking care of himself or herself, say thank you, honey. I like the way you take care of yourself. I really like it. You are appreciating the person for who he is.
Yeah.
And I think in our Africa culture, we the women sometimes, like what you said, when our husband does something for us, we think it's all right. But have you forgotten that someone is also in marriage that the husband does nothing for him or her? Never assume anything to be your right. That is a display of ego. I believe if you really love someone, you will appreciate the fact that the person loves you. So every little thing he or she does, even for your husband paying the children's school fees, learn to say thank you. Making love to you in bed. Sometimes he may have a very busy day outside there, and probably he believes that I need to touch my wife. So learn to appreciate everything. It will, like what my brother said, it will spice up the relationship. It will encourage the person to do more. So that is what I think.
Well, I'll still stick with you and ask you more about encouragement and what appreciation gives to the other partner. Because you've made mention that definitely it will encourage to do. But what really does appreciation give to the other partner that's being appreciated?
Yes, it builds the self-esteem of the partner, because you don't know the background the person may be coming from. Probably might have been ungrateful to him or her in different ways. So you saying thank you, say, oh, so am I this good? You are boosting the self-esteem of your partner. Then two, it helps the person mentally, because he will feel that I didn't do wrong. I didn't pick the wrong gift for my wife or for my husband. And also, even if the person gave you what you don't really like, sometimes it can be a wristwatch, it can be an item. Use it. Let the person see that you make use of it. It will help the person to know that, oh, this person really appreciates me. Emotionally, it does a whole lot. So we should be, I will always say, be sensitive and know that if you want the mental health of your partner to be stable, emotionally stable, learn to appreciate your partner at every little time. Whether quality time he spends with you, a gift he gives to you, a word he says to you, affirmation he gives to you, even the things he does for the children especially. Teach the children to say thank you. You say thank you after the children have said, in your private quiet time, say thank you. Because honestly, the world outside there is not funny. People go through a lot to get what they get to give out, whether in kind or in cash. And so sometimes they don't need anything back from you. Actually, there is nothing you can do to make him happy than he doing what he's doing for you to make him happy. His happiness comes by the appreciation you show.
Wow, a lovely one. Now, let me come to you, Michael, and ask you the same question. What does it do to the other partner that's being appreciated? Because most of the time, many will say, well, it spurs him or her to do more. And the smile that comes on the face when you've done something and somebody really appreciates it is overwhelming.
Yes.
So what does it bring to the other partner?
I think one, it gives them a sense of being regarded and being honored.
Okay.
So when you appreciate me or I appreciate you, when I appreciate you, it makes you feel honored that this person regards me. Okay, just like she said, appreciation, as common as it looks, doesn't come easy for some people. So some people don't get appreciated. There was one day I greeted somebody, good morning, and instead of the guy to answer me good morning back, said thank you very much. I just look, I said, that means this guy, good morning he has been lacking good morning, the way he responded. So some things might look very common, but
simple.
People appreciate them. Okay, so it gives the person that feeling of being regarded and honored, because everybody may have passed the person and not treated the person right. Okay, and then you came along and treated the person, made the person feel special. So imagine in a marriage, when you appreciate your spouse feels regarded, your spouse feels honored. I mean, I'm the best woman in the world, I'm the best man in the world, and they'll do more for you. Then, of course, it makes them happy. That's basic. It makes them happy. If your spouse is unhappy, by extension, it's going to come back to you. You understand? They're going to bring their unhappiness
back
into your life. You
Yeah.
get it back. Okay, so you make them happy, they bring the happiness back into the home, whether man or wife. So if you make life terrible for your husband and he goes out, comes back grumpy, you're going to get a share of it. Okay, so when you appreciate people, it makes them happy, your spouse especially, makes them happy, and then you share in the happiness. Then it increases your bond. If someone is happy and appreciated, you're going to get closer. You'll be able to sit down and talk. You don't appreciate me, why should I sit down and start talking? What are we going to be talking about? But it increases your bond. This person really cares about me. So you're able to deepen your relationship and your love for each other. Then finally, it makes the person relax. Okay, I appreciate you. I'm at home in this place. So thank God, they appreciate what I do. I mean, I'm not a slave. I'm not just sweeping and washing. Some people, the woman is just she's washing machine because she washes clothes. She's cook, she's microwave and everything because she cooks. Then she's sex machine. Those are the only things that the man just feels that she's an object. He has objectified her. Okay, just like some women may have objectified the men to be ATM. You understand? So, but when you appreciate the person, it makes the person feel that, hey, you're not just liking me for what I have to offer. You appreciate my personality, okay? And then it makes them relax, and then it reduces friction. So, no arguments. All those arguments that you see in the house, when you ask them during marriage counseling, you trace it to trivial, small things. They will not talk the real thing. They will be going around. He did it. He did that. At the end of the day, it might boil down to sex, maybe their sexual life, or maybe the guy did not appreciate her. She feels caged in. Okay, and then they begin to read. They don't even know what caused the problem. Because when you ask them, after talking for 3 hours, say, what exactly is the problem? Even you have not found out. Okay, so I think those are things and many more.
Well, anyways, in case you're joining us, it's still Mending Home. We're talking about appreciation in marriage. Remember, we made mention of unappreciation, especially some couples not showing that needed appreciation to their spouses last week. And today we're concluding in on it. And well, as much as we're talking, we have a whole lot to talk about. But we know the lines will come. We'll open a lot of the lines soon. The calls are already coming. Messages are coming. Well, I really plead with you to hold on a bit. Now, let me still be with you, Michael, and ask you the next question. Now, as much as you show that appreciation to your spouse and it gives them all of the needed smile, it melts their heart with so much kindness, seeing that lovely appreciation. What impact does this have on the children in the house, especially in a home that both couples show that appreciation and love to each other? What impact does it have?
Okay, they learn naturally, and children are moved more by what they see you do than what you tell them to do. So it's not just about telling them, say thank you, please. One day they'll ask you, and this set of children that we have now, they are very bold. What of you? Do you say thank you? Okay, so it increases their own standards, even for marriage. So when they want to get married, they already know the basics, the kind of thing you should look out for in a marriage. They know what a good home is. When they enter a home that has a dysfunctional home that has issues, they sense it because they just know that this is not it. My daddy tells my mommy thank you, my mommy tells my daddy thank you, and all that. So you are teaching the children that way. You're helping them to build the success of their own home in the future.
Okay, well, Davis, let me come to you, please, madam.
Thank you, Ray. It helps the children so many ways. First of all, it helps them to respect the parents the more. Because if I see my mom saying thank you to dad, that means that is really important to mom. And that mom is very important to dad. It reduces conflicts among the family because before there won't be any side taken among the children because they know that mommy doesn't play with daddy doesn't play with mommy. So when there is an issue, they know how to come in as children. And it's like what my brother said, it's an example we set for these children because the home is the first place the children learn because before they go out. And so appreciating your spouse for your children to know, they take it outside there. they will learn to appreciate every other person they come in contact with, because charity begins at home. So that is how it is.
Okay, well, as much as we've discussed all of this and we've talked about the need of saying this and that, and what appreciation really brings to the mind of most couples and the children itself, I want to ask you this now, because someone asked me and said, okay, Michael, you guys spoke a whole lot last week, and I really want you to dwell in on this. Now, is reminding the other partner that, there you have to say thank you, would it solve the problem?
In a way, it will. But it depends on how you remind your partner. First, you have to be respectful about it. You have to be subtle about it, because you can't give what you don't have. The person doesn't know. If the person knows or he has the idea, probably you won't be nagging about it or trying to remind him or her. And so it's like the person now becomes your student in telling him or her that, honey, I think it would have been nice if you could have appreciated this or that. We have to be very, very subtle about it, especially when it comes to the man, because every man has an ego. And so when you will say, oh, so is it because of thank you did this for me? If I don't say it, that means you will not do it next time. At the end of the day, you will be provoked, and the person will not also learn. And so there is a nice way you can go about it, making him understand or her understand that, honey, I'm not really doing this for you because of thank you will say, but I think it would be more nicer if you learn to appreciate this. I wish I can do more, but if it's not up to your expectation, no problem, but I wish you can appreciate this a little. Because if you are not sensitive,
but will it in any way? I know you made mention of not rubbing in on the ego, but will it not also make the other partner look as if, okay, well, just like what you've said, so he's always demanding a result from all the thing he does or she does?
It shouldn't make it look like a demand, because sometimes, like I told you last week, the person may be coming from a background where he never saw people appreciating, a family appreciating, or he was never appreciated, and so he doesn't know. To him, he think it's normal. Pick this for me. Oh yeah, drop and there. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, command and reaction.
It's like command, and it's not necessarily having the mind. Sometimes let's put ourselves in the shoes of an ignorant person. It's not necessary that he's commanding, but the person is not civilized. Sometimes some of these little things come as a result of little exposure you get in life and being civil. It is only normal. You give me something, I say, honey, thank you. That is normal. Not to talk of going to the extreme where you create a special time to say, people buy cars to say thank you. People create birthday or celebrations to say thank you. We go to extreme. But when we talk of the little things, sometimes the person may be saying thank you normally. So by the time you say, honey, you have never appreciated me. You say, but I've been telling you thank you. That is another way. So the best way you can teach someone is show the example. For instance, you meet people and they will tell you that, what is your name? That is not right. If you want to know my name and I don't know your name, the first thing, I'm Franca, what is your name? That means I have set the example. So I should be able to, if whatever I'm expecting from you, I should set the example. That is the best way I can remind you. Not necessarily demanding appreciation from your spouse. It can cause a little problem if that person has ego issue or has misunderstanding to what you are saying.
Okay, well, anyways, we'll still be saying it, and let me come back to you, Michael, and ask you the similar question. Reminding, okay, there, you've not said thank you for the gift I bought yesterday. Okay, well, honey, well, I know I had to wash your clothes, but a little thank you would do well. So reminding that person, will it solve a whole lot of issues, or what do you think?
Well, you need to be smart about it. There's no
smart.
There's no law, I think she dwelt majorly on it. She has addressed almost everything. You don't need to be repetitive.
Okay.
There's a way you will repeat this thing and the person will resist you. So you can, like she said, show example, teach the person, over time. And of course, before you get married, see, a lot of married problems we're having will have been taken care of during courtship before you got married. So these things were there now, you didn't see it, and now you are going for prayer for pastor to come and pray for you now that you're married. Well, these things should have been seen, because it's easier to change a person or to get a person to adjust before they are married than when they are married. When I'm married, man, I've come to rest. Don't come and stress me. I don't want to change. That's how people reason. Okay, so yeah, we can tell them, we can remind them, but like she said, from time to time, do it nicely. You can do it humorously too. Everything doesn't need to be serious. Yusuf, wow, thank you, there's care. So, that kind of a thing. You say it jokingly, and then of course the person
Gets the message.
can pick. Do it in love and humor. That's what I think.
Okay, well, I think it's time we open up the lines, but before we do so, I really want to ask them a very important one, because this is the reason we're having this discussion in itself. On the mind, we've just gone through the issues. We want to go now to the issue. And the issue with this is, how do couples now start learning to appreciate their partner? Because, anyways, the discussion, someone came just this week past, and after the discussion, he came on Tuesday and had a little discussion with me, and like, okay, well, all the things you guys said, well, I'll admit, I'm about 15 years into marriage, and I'm closing to reaching my 55th years of age, and it's hard for me to tell my wife thank you. It's really, really hard, and I would love to. I felt guilty listening to you guys last weekend. And how do people really start learning, especially knowing that it's always so hard to bend them, especially when they're now old. But how do couples start learning to say that important word, thank you, or even show appreciation?
Okay, first you must realize that nobody knows it all. Okay, you must be willing to learn. Whether you're 2 years in marriage, 15 years, 20 years, don't say I know it all. There's no Indaboski in marriage. There's no grandfather in marriage. You must be willing to learn. You must be willing to learn. And then once you do that, read about it. Read books about it. And then if reading is just like we're having this program now, you read, you listen, you research. When they are talking about these things in seminars or in churches, or like this program, Mending Homes, which I recommend for everyone out there, when you hear these things, you'll begin to learn. Like the other day, we did a program where a lady said, she's always countering her husband when he tries to correct the kids, and she learned, say, okay, I've learned something, and I won't do it again. So that those are one of the ways you can, actually improve. Then check the internet. Google is, for many people, okay, it's accessible. Just search anything. There was one time in Nigeria, they said the most researched word on Google in Nigeria was how to cook banga soup. Whatever, anything you want. How do I lace my shoes? How do I do XY? How do I write a book? Anything. How do I feed my dog? Just type anything. You will see the result on Google. Somebody has written something about it. So like somebody said that in this generation, nobody has an excuse to fail, because information is right at your fingertips. Anything you want. Google University. You don't even need to go to school. For some people learned everything, as in everything is on the internet. Okay, so you can learn this thing. How do I treat my wife? How do I make her appreciate me more? How do I deal with an unappreciative partner? Then another thing you can do, ask your spouse. Ask them, how will you want me to? Are you happy? Okay, how do you want me to treat you better? There was a time when we have a routine in the family. I take my wife out from time. We have a retreat. Spend some days alone, outside the house, without the kids. And then we take time to assess the marriage. Okay, in this area, how am I doing? And when we ask these questions, honest feedback, no quarrel, no fight, it helps the other person to improve. And then that has helped us over time. So there are several ways you can do this. But first, you must be willing to learn and improve. Don't say this is how my father and my mother did it. No, you can do better than them.
Not the father and mother thing. Okay, well, let me come to you, Davis, and ask you a similar one. How can couples now start learning? Because it's so difficult. They will be looking at each other eyeball to eyeball. But, it's even easier to look and shout than rather to say thank you. It's very, very easy. So how can they now start learning that process?
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
Like what our brother said, it's all about learning and decision making. Decide that I want to improve on this, my marriage, the relationship. And also, like what he said, get to know the person. We all want to be appreciated in a different way. So get to know how your spouse wants to be appreciated. Probably you are doing it, but not in the way
she would really should appreciate.
So because our individual makeup also matters, and get to know about it. And also communication. for you to get to know, sometimes ask the person, honey, do you like this? Sometimes we should allow our partner to be free, because when they are not free, they will not be able to tell us what they like
or how
and
they
what
feel.
they do, how they feel.
Yeah.
And so the best way for the person to learn is to you create the environment, that I know this is you. I appreciate who you are, but I want it to come to this level when it comes to our relationship in the area of appreciation. When there is friendship in marriage, learning becomes easy, because your partner won't feel judgmental, that you won't feel that he's being judged wrongly. And so create the atmosphere, let the person be himself or herself, and I trust me, learning will be easy. A change is the only constant thing in life, and so we are all prone to change over time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, anyways, it's time for us to now open up the line so you can call in and be a part of it. Yes, definitely. We're talking about appreciation in marriage. If you have issues like this in your marriage and you want to learn how to start showing it, if you have a spouse that seems to be doing the things differently and not giving you the needed love and appreciation, this is the time for you to be a part of it. You call and let's have that discussion, and let's see how we can really translate what we've said into giving you the needed help you need in your marriage. And also, if you want to have a comment to what we've just said, definitely we'll be more than free to take your calls. So definitely you can and feel loved and appreciated on it. Okay, let's see if we take this and comment. Okay, yes, the lines are now open. You can call in and be a part of it. Excuse me. Okay, we have someone already on the line. Hello. Excuse me.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
Edube from Ugeli.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, from Ugeli. Okay, I just want to share an experience. I'm not married though,
Yeah.
but I think appreciation is all good. That goes down to everybody, not just the married.
Yeah.
I'm a living example. I don't usually appreciate somebody, and I don't even expect it from anybody. But there is this God of mine that when he visited me, and any single act that you just do to him, anything at all, maybe you helped him polish his shoe, anything at all, you just say, oh, thank you. If not because of you, I wouldn't have done it the way you did it. Or he will just find a way to tell you that this thing you did was very, very good to him, and he accepted it. So that thing just boosted my morale. Then I was finding it difficult. And I called him. I said, why is it that you normally greet me in such a way that if I didn't do that, you couldn't have done it? He said, yes, he could have done it the way I did it, but he wanted to tell me that that thing I did was very, very important, that if he didn't greet me that way, maybe next time I will not do it the way I did it. So since that time, I started appreciating people. No matter the little thing you do to me, I will just greet you in a way that next time you want to do it the best way you can.
Wow. Wow.
That's just my experience. That's why I call.
That's good.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience, and indeed, we really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, well, that's a lovely way to start off the calls and actually give more people to need to call in and also be a part of it. You know, appreciation is so hard. And, you guys have said all of it. And knowing that he came from the background that you really want to say thank you, and having to say it's a needed way to push through with it. Anyways, the lines are now open. You can call and be a part of it. case you're going through similar issues and you want a way out, that's what we'll be doing. And well, I'll just take the calls and I'll give the numbers out because I do have to do so. Hello, good morning. Okay, we seem to have lost that. Anyways, the number is 08022931931. That's 08022931931. Or you can also reach us on 081-888-88931. That's 081-888-88931. Let's see how we can really bring appreciation, thank you, and much love back to our marriages. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning to you. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Richard calling from Ughelli.
Well, Richard, please go ahead.
Yeah. Someone said appreciation is an application for more.
Yeah.
When you appreciate people, you give them the mind to want to do more. So when you don't appreciate people, you don't get to receive more from people like that. Like, for example, they said when you don't appreciate God for the finger of God, you won't see the full hand of God. So it's always good to appreciate people, no matter what they do for you. Even if it's very small, it is good to show appreciation. So that's my take on this.
Well, thank you so very much for your take. Now, this brings me to a question. This might sound funny. To many might sound annoying. If you can appreciate God you don't see, you can show him, oh, thank you, Father, Baba, I'll use local term, West side, from my side. And you meet your couple, you meet your partner every day. He does many things for you. Someone you can say how you do, and you don't even show that appreciation. Does it really make sense in any way, make any sense? It's a question.
Familiarity.
Okay, we'll be familiar with who is calling now and get your take also. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning to you. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Matthew David, calling from Borogu.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, showing appreciation, that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to share my experience. Like, there is a lady that asked for 2,000 naira from me, and she said she borrowed the money from someone that she wants to pay back, and this. So I promised to give her the 2,000 naira. So she sent her account number. I sent the number to her. 2 days she did not call. 3 days, even to say thank you. I've seen it. If not because of you, I wouldn't have been able to pay the money. I didn't even hear from her. Even to today, she has not called. So that's just what I want to share with you.
Well, the sadness is not showing down.
Urgent 2K.
Well, indeed, it's an urgent one. Anyway, let's be fast about it and take more calls. Yes, it could really be painful.
Very
Just
annoying.
2K, and she puts it in mind because it's a sign of an appreciation.
Yeah, so
saving him or her from that little difficulties.
So all those
not
people that collect urgent 2K, it should be your responsibility to also say thank you.
An urgent thank you.
Maybe they must have asked like 20 people.
Yeah.
So incidentally, maybe like 5 responded. But please remember to say thank you, because even that 2K may have cost that person a lot.
Yeah.
to get.
Okay. Anyway, urgent thank you will do so. Okay, let's take this. Hello.
So, good morning, Michael Ray.
Yeah, good morning to you. Your name and where you calling from?
And good morning to those resource persons.
Good
Morning.
Yes, in fact, appreciation is like a ticket that opens the door for abundance. And so, if you show appreciation, not only to God, but to your fellow human beings, and even your wife especially, there are so many things that it could bring you into having that you would not have had if you didn't show appreciation. Most times when your wife cook food, especially after eating, you say, oh, thank you for this functional food, and I appreciate you for your love and the care. This will make her want to do more for you. But when you don't show appreciation, it will close the door, and that is my take for it. Thank you,
Well, thank you so very much. You know, sometimes we forget some basics. You're married to a person. Before you got married to that person, you could have married any other person. That person coming into your life needs or have a way of adding a value to it.
Yes.
And we forget to understand that. Sometimes when you look at what you have at home and look at others and the problem they go through, won't you really appreciate your spouse? When you hear some things, you're like, it just can't happen in my house. Can't you sit down and really say, wow, for my wife not being able to behave in that negative manner, for my husband not showing so much pain, the way this other man shows to his wife, is it not enough for couples to say, tell themselves thank you? Is it not enough? Well, anyways, we'll be taking that calls and getting more reactions. You know, we're just having a concluding part of what we did last week, and we made mention of appreciation and how important it is in every home, and especially every marriage. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Name and where you're calling from. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Ahmed calling from Warri.
Ahmed, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I want to appreciate the resource person there and yourself in the studio.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you.
This particular topic is very, 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 very important, especially with what we are going through in the country, particularly now.
Yeah.
Everybody, you can see the way things are very tight for everybody. So if there's anybody amongst us that can extend that kind of fellowship or help out to anybody, you are supposed to be very grateful to that person helping you. God Almighty told us that He, God, will want to help or help anybody, but He will not come down to do it Himself. It is through other human beings that He is going to do it. So for whatever anybody, anything they do to you in a good light, learn to appreciate. Through your appreciation, you are also appreciating God. And it is only an unholy person, that will not appreciate any good done for him or her. I just want to let people know. My area, they tell you that if you do good to somebody and the person refuses to appreciate you, it's equivalent to a thief coming into your house to steal something without your consent. So that's just what I want people to know. Learn to appreciate, no matter how small the help. Just appreciate the person, and God Almighty is listening to you, and God will help you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Ahmed. Definitely, that's what Mending Homes stands to do. We mend all issues irrespective of the divide. Now, I just want to quickly say this. Sometimes you see your spouse. They get up very early in the morning, go through the usual process of maybe his wife getting through with it, getting the kids ready. It's so sometimes difficult getting up from bed. And remember, we always remember that sometimes we do the things we do to make the other person happy.
Yeah.
And if you don't show that love and appreciation, how do you feel? What energy do you feel the next person would have in wanting to do that a routine every day? It's a question. Okay, let's take this call and get more reactions. Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
My
good.
family.
Well, family is well, and good morning to you.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't really want to mention my name.
Okay, go ahead. You're free.
I really thank the resource persons that are in the station this morning concerning the appreciation.
Thank you, man.
You see, this issue of appreciation is a very good one. Like person like me, as a person, before I got married, my family, both paternal and maternal, they are good in this appreciation. Person like my dad, if he does something for you, even in his extended family, he does not appreciate. That man can even pick phone and call you. I did also thing for you. Did not tell me thank you. You understand?
Yeah.
So when I got married to my husband, he came from the other side, as in they don't know how to say thank you.
Yeah.
So what I did, if he does anything, I say, just look at it. He never even tell me thank you. Jokingly, he will say, oh, I forgot that your family, you people are good in thank you. It's even food. You understand? So gradually, we just begin to blend to it. So even as I'm talking to you, if you do anything, we just say, I did something for you, we eat. I did something for you, you never tell me. I say, oh, sorry, my husband, thank you very much. So this appreciation is a very good one. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Really
You know, it's a way. Yes, you can really remind them and teach them to follow
Able
through.
to make fun out of
She
it.
was able to make fun out of
Yeah,
it. So.
and the husband of them did it better than her.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll be saying thank you to all the people that called, but we're not ending the show anytime soon. So you can be a part of it, and let's get your thoughts or your questions, or rather, a counseling session. All of that will do well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning to you. Your name and where you calling from?
I am Comrade Linus.
Linus, you're calling us from where?
From Mozoro.
Okay, well, go ahead, sir.
I am extending my gratitude to all the resource persons there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, sir.
When I say appreciation,
Oh, he was about to say that. Oh, come on. Anyways, the network is not doing funny. They're just being funny, cutting off that. We do not appreciate them cutting it like that. Anyway, let's see if we'll take some few more calls. We're almost out of time. And, well, it's always fun when we have this. Time is not always a friend to us. Hello, good morning. Oh, not again. Well, we're having issues with the network. Anyway, but we'll not stop because we'll still have time to take 2 or 3 more calls before we call the wrap right here on the show today. Honestly, a lot of persons will say, well, we've learned a great deal, but it's not just learning, but actually putting it into play. Because it's important you learn to say thank you to your spouse irrespective of what they go through with you. It's always vital and important. But it's important we take the calls also. Hello, good morning.
hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Udo Road.
Okay.
Yeah. It is good to show appreciation to each other. But most of the time, women prefer, if anything at all you give to them, they're right. Are you with me?
Yeah, I am. You say they feel it's their right.
Yes. They feel that they are right, that you are. They're not supposed to request before you give to them. Anything that you are giving to them, they take it as their right. And they will not say thank you to you. Are you with me?
Yeah, I am. That's why we're dealing with the issues. We're trying to change that mindset.
All right. Thank you.
Well, anyways, okay, well, it's more like really saying, anyways, it's not just some women, men also do so.
I try not to generalize, saying all men and women. It may have been the person's experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of us may have been with women who, had a different, or who gave us a different experience, so I've not really had women who didn't appreciate you.
Okay. Let's take this call then. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning to you. Please, can you just walk away from where your radio is, but that's still turn it down.
Hello, are you hearing me now?
Oh, better now. Go ahead.
Yes, I called before, but my credit got finished.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I am Comrade Linus.
Yeah, Comrade Linus. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yes, when I talk of appreciation is conscience. That is one thing I believe. I can remember one time, some time ago, I have a master. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I have a master that always give me money all the time. If he give me money, I bow down for him, I greet him, I will go. Anytime I meet him, I give him money, he give me money, I bow down for him, I will go. So I will be thinking of how to make an appreciation. I don't know what to do. I said, no, I have to recall back to my former hobby. Because I do hunt very well.
Okay.
I have to go and take my equipment. I entered the bush in the night. Thank God enough, I shot down one big grass cutter. Well, are you with me?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Get the big grass cutter. The what? I brought it back home. I went to my farm and get 2 bunches of banga. I drove down to him. I did not even allow him to see me. I just called his boys, say, come and take this thing. I brought it to Oga. He said, before you know, I drove back. It was my going back home. The Oga called on me. He said, Linus, you have made me to enjoy banga soup with bush meat today. So I was very happy. So appreciation is from your mind.
Yeah.
Some people don't have conscience. If you do for them, they will not know what to do.
That's it.
So that is my stake concerning appreciation. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for adding your story to it. This is what we say in marriages. Sometimes you've made mention of it, Michael, and saying that many times many couples have this as a problem, and they don't know how to say it. Now, the problem is when your husband doesn't say thank you. How do you give him your body? Many women find that hard to do. And when he does it, and you because of the anger you feel, you might not enjoy it. And it transcends into a quarrel from a day to another, and it drags on for a whole lot of months. But the basic thing started with him not saying thank you when you needed him to say so. So that's the problem we feel. Anyway, we just can't take no more calls. We're really out of time on this lovely edition. We're happy we had a conclusion on it. It's what we've always wanted to do. I know the calls are coming. I'll plead with you. We just can't take no more of it because of the time limits. We just want to say, just stick around and be with us next week. We'll do similar. But before we go out, we just want to quickly say a big thank you to both of you for coming the second time in us discussing all about this and really having that time to be with us. Pastor Francisca Davis, I really enjoy you having joined us on this.
I appreciate you.
Okay. And also Pastor Michael Nwako.
Michael
I love putting it in the fashionable way, but all the same, thank you for coming and being a part.
Thank you, Mike, and your thank you will go well with an urgent 2K.
Okay, let's see how that plays out anyway. Well, to all those persons that listen to us and were part of it, we really appreciate you. We enjoy your calls. We appreciate all your calls, your time you take in being with us. That appreciation we also show and give. But anyway, let's make this a lovely return next week when it's all about mending homes, and the best way to go through it is being with us right here on Quest.